Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Sharhan Auni and I would like to give the introduction first. Employee satisfaction helps the organization to gain loyal customers and thus increase the customer loyalty. A study done by El Reha et al. 2019 mentioned that employee satisfaction could be increased if the human resource job analysis and job design are rightly performed. So we can see here that the responsible for the employee satisfaction is on the human resource department. Organization really need to take care of the employee satisfaction as the employees are the pillar in producing excellent goods or even services. Employee satisfaction in the hotel industry thus may be influenced by various factors. Therefore, in this study, the researcher aimed to study the factors that influence employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel, Kota Baru, Kelantan.
In general, employee satisfaction influences the organizational effectiveness. It means that if the employees in the organization are happy with their work, with their organizational benefits, then we can say that the employees are already achieved their satisfaction, and the satisfaction will lead to organizational effectiveness and thus boost up the productivity. To evaluate the employee satisfaction toward organizational benefits, effective human resource management practices is needed. In hotel industry, employee satisfaction can be measured through employees turnover level. For example, if the organization have employees turnover level high, then we can say that the employee satisfaction at the organization is low. A study by Aon Hewitt Malaysia 2015 Hotels and Hospitality Industry Survey mentioned that employment rate and turnover rate in Malaysia are high. The issue of high employees turnover shows the inadequate of human resource management practices among employees in regards of employee satisfaction. Hotel industry is one of the Malaysia industries with high turnover rate of employees. The issue is hotel employees do not receive their salaries on time. Some of them had to take unpaid leave about 3 to 4 months, and these issues will lead them to resign. Literally, employees turnover level may relate to employee satisfaction level. Therefore, in this research study, researchers decided to choose Perdana Hotel in Kota Baru, Kelantan to conduct this study. Researchers intended to find out the extent of employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel and what are the factors that influence the employee satisfaction. So, in this research study, the researcher has come up with 5 objectives. The first one is to identify the level of employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel, Kota Baru, Kelantan. Second objective is to identify the relationship between rewards and employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel. Third is to identify the relationship between work environment and employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel. The fourth objective is to identify the relationship between career development and employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel. And the last objective is to identify the most influential factors that influence the employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel, Kota Baru, Kelantan. Okay, now we move on to the next part, which is research framework. As you can see here, this is our research framework that consists of 3 independent variables, which is the factors that lead to employee satisfaction, and employee satisfaction will be our dependent variable or DV. The 3 independent variables which are rewards, work environment and also career development. Firstly is reward. A study by Ozutku 2012. Reward is an incentive that may motivate employees to perform better in their work. Generally, rewards consist of 2 types, which is monetary reward and non-monetary rewards. If the employees being rewarded fairly, it will increase the satisfaction among employees in an organization. Second independent variable is work environment. A study done by Manu 2015 highlighted in the study that work environment has strongly linked to job performance among employees in Ab Aziz Municipal Assembly. In other words, we can say that work environment is also influence the employee satisfaction. Employees will achieve their satisfaction if the work environment is good for them and it make them feel more comfortable in the organization. So if the employees receive the good working environment, then it will increase the employee satisfaction, and thus it also increase the organizational productivity. The third independent variable is career development. Career development helps employees in expanding their career by the way of utilizing skills and knowledge that they possess. Employees will feel they are being recognized by the organization as the organization provides them an opportunity in creating progress in their career along the years of their work.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Nur Najihah Ayunee binti Ab Aziz, KAM 228CC. So in this section, we are going to have discussion on the research method which involve 5 elements. The first one is research design. In this study, we use quantitative method which involve mathematical and analytical approach to determine the relationship between independent variable and dependent variable. The second one is the unit or the level of analysis. In this study, we use individual as our respondent. So we involve every employee in Perdana Hotel. For the sample size, we use rule of thumb by Roscoe, which means that sample must be than 30 but less than 500. The population in the study is 100, while the sample taken is 68. For the research technique, we use census. However, due to this COVID-19, we do apply the rule of thumb by Roscoe. The last one is the measurement. The measurement in this study are nominal, interval, and ordinal. The geographical part, we use the nominal and interval, while for the variable, DV and IV, we use ordinal, such as Likert scale. Okay, next one we are going to discuss on this part. Under geographical or section A, we use gender, age, level of education, year of services, and department as the variable. Meanwhile, for the variable, for the section B until E, we do apply employee satisfaction as our DV and 3 IV, which are reward, work environment, and career development. Okay, now we are going to discuss on the data analysis. Under descriptive analysis, we have descriptive statistic. Under descriptive statistic, we have 3 elements which include mean, standard deviation, and frequency or distribution. For the hypothesis testing, we include the Pearson correlation for the RO2, RO3, and RO4, and the multiple regression for the RO5. Finding and discussion. The descriptive analysis will be used to identify, summarize, and explore the data collection and simplify the large data into more reasonable and simple summary by Code 2013. For instance, in this study, we use descriptive analysis to generate the demographical profile. According to this table, we crop the gender and the age to show that descriptive analysis is able to give clear or overall explanation on the demographical profile of the respondent. For instance, we can see that the frequency of female is greater than the male with 45 compared to male with only 23. Next, for the age category, which consists of 6 different levels, the majority of the respondents come from below age of 25 years old with the frequency of 45, while having 66.2% compared to the other range of age. RO1 is to identify the level of employee satisfaction. We can identify this from part B of the questionnaire, which focus on the mean value of each dependent variable item. The mean value are analyzed through the Likert scale. From the table, we can see that the highest mean value is recorded for the first element or for the first item, which is 4.47, and the lowest mean value is obtained for the 9th item, which with the mean value of 4.15. However, from the table, we can see that all the items in dependent variable comprise high mean value, which indicate the respondent has the high level of satisfaction. For the RO2, it will discuss on the relationship between reward and employee satisfaction. From the table, we can see that the p-value is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Thus, it can be said that the H0 is rejected and the HA or H alternate is accepted. The correlation coefficient was 0.753, that signify high relationship between reward and employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel. For the RO3, we can see that the relationship between the work environment and the employee satisfaction. The p-value in the table show that the p is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Thus, since the p-value is less than 0.05, hash null is rejected and hash alternate is accepted. The correlation coefficient is 0.764 that illustrate high relationship between work environment and employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel. RO4 is to identify the relationship between career development and employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel. According to the table, we can see that the p-value is 0.000, which is less than 0.05. Thus, hash null is rejected and alternate hypothesis is accepted. The correlation coefficient is 0.645, which signify high relationship between career development and employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel. Okay, the two variables in this table, which are the reward and the work environment, are influencing the employee satisfaction level with the p-value of 0.006 and 0.007 respectively, which less than 0.05. The reward and the work environment are significant factors in influencing the employee satisfaction, thus the hash null is rejected and the hash A is accepted. However, the career development failed to satisfy the alternate hypothesis as the p-value is 0.908, which is more than 0.05. So in determining the most influencing factor, the beta value is analyzed for the reward and work environment. We can see that the work environment is the most influencing factor with the beta value of 0.437 compared to the reward which had the beta value of 0.384. So it can be stated that the most influencing factor or the main factor that influence the employee satisfaction in Perdana Hotel is the work environment with the largest B value. There are two limitations in this study, which are data collection and the scope of study. First, the data collection. It is hard to distribute the questionnaire due to the COVID-19. The unwillingness of the respondent to answer the questionnaire also contribute to this difficulty or this limitation. For the scope of study, it is focused on the staff at Perdana Hotel itself. The purpose of this research also limited for the educational purpose only. For the recommendation, it is recommend for the researcher to conduct or to undergo face-to-face data collection by giving a brief explanation to the respondent about the researcher or about the study. It will able to interact or to attract more people to answer this questionnaire. Next, the researcher can do the verbal interview with the management and also the employee itself. For the second recommendation, the scope of study need to be expanded. We can include the staff from other hotel as well to be the respondent so that the factor that contribute to the employee satisfaction can be gained. As the conclusion, we can see that the factor that influence the employee satisfaction level in Perdana Hotel are reward, work environment and the career development. So it is important for the management to identify this factor in order to increase the satisfaction level among the employee. We also can say that the work environment, the working environment, is the most influencing factor according to this study. Can at all say that a well-designed working environment not only affect how people feel, but also their performance, their work performance and commitment toward the employee, and also the accretion of new knowledge in the organization. So it is available for the management and for the employer to assess or to identify this factor so that the employee satisfaction level could be increased. That's all from me. Thank you.